Came over here to look at Joe's beard. Oh yeah, okay. So another radium drop-in triple pump hanger. It's going in another Supra. This one's only gonna be dual pump. Looks good. Nice. He's gonna climb up there and put it in. He's already started routing lines underneath the car. You guys remember last time we did that. Only one person can climb up there. We'll show you more when the car is back down. We removed the stock fuel sending unit, the level sending unit off of this one, and put it on that one so that Brian will know what fuel level he's at. Brian also got the full kit, so he got the brackets that hold it underneath the car for the lines under there, brake lines, everything routed, the high flow filter, wire kit set up for the relays that Radium also sells as an option. Going over here, we did a little bit of stuff over the weekend. Got those hoses, the main feed coming all the way into the motor, and then it goes through the CNR heat exchanger, and this is for the oil cooler. So the oil comes out of the motor, routes in here, it gets cooled because the coolant had came in here from the radiator before it went into the motor, so it's cooling the oil on its way. And then we still have to route the smaller -16 hose. We had it started, it's back here going in to a hole in the floor that we made, trans tunnel underneath the car, and then we need to put an inline thermostat, and then we're waiting on a part from Sleeper Design for the upper water neck. You guys will see it. Once we have that, we'll finish the rest of that line. I was able to put the fuel gauge from Radium in, fuel pressure gauge. I did the little trick where you can use heat shrink. I used Raychem right here, where these are stock Toyota coils. They'll crack right here sometimes. It'll arc out on the head. Okay, there we go, focus. It'll crack on the plastic housing before it gets to the rubber, and it'll arc out on the head. Well, mini coils, like even LS coil conversions that are done in here, will do the same. The cool thing about these ones is you can cover it so now it has nowhere to arc out and it still has to go out the bottom. And then I'm also putting fresh NGK plugs that I just gapped down a little bit. NGK Iridiums, the BKR 8 EIX is the one I use for that car, which that's good for my compression ratio and the heat range for the type of fuel I'm using. But I'm gonna use the same ones on this. I think 7s might work too because it's stock compression, but we'll just use the 8s because NGK had given me a couple sets of those extra from this car, also for this car. We took some parts out to powder coat. We also got our box from HPS. They're gonna help out with this build. So we have the vacuum hose for like the boost solenoid, fuel pressure regulator, blow off valve, some other hoses. We have to build a water fill neck in the back. We have to, I don't know, we have like 10 things we got to do. So maybe about 100 things actually. Looks pretty incomplete, right? Then PTP gave us some heat wrap stuff. This is their new blanket that they came out with. It's not really on their website yet, but it's like the new extreme temperature one they did. I ran it the entire year and it's still like really soft to the touch, and it doesn't have like those sharp edges or make you feel like you just touched fiberglass and you need to scratch yourself for like an hour. So then this is brand new too. So I haven't tried this yet, but this is made out of similar like material as this. So they said it can heat cycle many times and won't ever get like either brittle and then crack or just like deteriorate, which is some of the other fiberglass ones did that. Then we have some of these other things here to cover some of the hoses in the engine bay, which will be good. AEM supplied us with stuff to build the intake and a crank breather filter, the intake filter, and then a dry flow sock for that filter. So we're gonna get on that stuff as soon as we can, try and make this whole engine bay come together. Meantime, Mark is helping with some wiring. We have to mount the ECU. We started wiring from the battery to the kill, but then we didn't have the right size ring connectors for this 1/0 cable It's in the mail, waiting for that. We use the painless remote quick disconnect for like our kill switch, so then we can run a toggle to the dash, run a separate toggle outside for the kill, but there's still a small toggle. We're running the Pro EFI 112 ECU, same as the comp car in here. And you guys have seen the back was the CNR dual pass with the Durali fan shroud, using a Stewart water pump. That's kind of the once over on the car. So now let's get to work and then I'll update you guys. So use the HPS silicone 90 to a XRP-10 push on, slides right in there. Because the inside of this is 5/8. The -10 is basically a 5/8 line. You reduce 10 to 6, and this 6 we will use to feed our turbo water, which will go loop around here. I'm trying to keep it away from heat like I always do, so I'm gonna go over this way. We'll feed that back into the upper water neck. That looks good for now. I'm not gonna finish that tonight because I kind of want everything else in place. So it's a pretty simple line to make. I'm using different valve covers that are currently at MB powder coating, and we're gonna use that press-in radium for the crank breather vent on this one and that one. And they're really cool. You'll see them on a lot of Supras coming up here soon from our shop. I'll have the 10 coming around there and there to a crank breather box that Joe will make. The wire harness is gonna come out here. We're gonna put bulkhead fittings here and here. So the wire harness will come out and then go back here, and half of it will loop in like here to the coils and terminate at the coils. So the coils have its own harness. The other half will go out and around. I'm trying to think, there's gonna be a lot of crap happening here, like 2 hoses and some wire harness in and out. Joe's building an intake. Beach is working on -3 lines. Oh, a brake line will also go up and around there. Way too much stuff. So you guys were asking about the Boost Brigade hoodies. We were out of stock. Every time we make them, they sell out right away because they're cool. I know you guys want one, but guess what? Renee's been on it. They're back in stock. She'll have them up on the website, and we're going to Winter Jam in 2.5 weeks, and we will have them for sale out at Winter Jam. So stop by if you're gonna be out at Winter Jam in Northern California, Sonoma Raceway. If not, jump on the website and grab yourself a Boost Brigade sweatshirt. Oh, one more thing.